Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Fubara Eneli, and I'm so excited to share in this moment with you tonight. I could not be there in person with you because my son was getting an award today, and we live all the way out here in Texas, and so it wasn't possible for me to be with you today. But I am so excited at this opportunity to share in this honor. I get the chance to honor a woman who has made an incredible difference in my life. I want to start off by thanking Dr. Valerie Lee, Lauren Seligman, and of course Victoria Dunn for making this possible. Tonight I just want to share a little bit about my history with this woman. I was an undergraduate student at Ohio State University back in 1989, and in fact graduated 20 years ago, back in 1993. And I walked into the Frank Hill Black Cultural Center looking for a payphone. Yes, that was way before cell phones, to call my mother and to check in on a medical procedure that my brother had to get done. As I stood at that payphone getting the information from my mother, unbeknownst to me, someone was watching and she could see my obvious distress. Shortly after I hung up the phone, I felt an arm come around me, and the person just quietly and gently ushered me into her office, where she gave me the security and a safe place to just cry and to let all my emotions out. She never rushed me. She did not force me to share anything that was going on with her. It was just a place of safety. You know, that was the beginning of an amazing mentoring relationship. In a minute, I will share with you the name of this woman. But there's so many of us, not just myself, who can talk about how she essentially was the heartbeat of this university for us. Many people may speak to the Oval, or speak to the stadium, or speak to the different magnificent edifices that we have on this campus. But you know what? It is people who make the difference. And this woman certainly made the difference in my life. As I went through my undergraduate education, and as I went on to law school, and to get my master's degree as well from this institution. And 20 years later, she is still impacting my life. I got to see how to balance a life. I got to see how to live with integrity. When her husband was diagnosed with cancer, I got to see her strength and yet her vulnerability. I got to see her display of faith. I knew that she was going to have her bowling night with her friends. I knew she was going to go on a cruise with her husband and she was going to have an incredible time. I knew that she was going to love God. I knew that she was always going to look extremely well put together, no matter what was going on. And I knew that she would always be calm and collected, regardless of what storms were brewing around. And I aspire to be most, if not everything, that this woman is. Today I have the opportunity of introducing a brand new award, a scholarship award, and it is called the Lee Smith Women's Leadership Undergraduate Award. I just want to congratulate the first recipients of this award. They are Miranda McClendon, Farrar, I hope I'm saying your name right, Faraya Munier, and April Napier. Listen, ladies, you have already shown how remarkable you are, and you've already set yourselves apart as leaders. And I know that you will carry on the legacy of Mrs. Leona Mama Lee Smith in embodying integrity, embodying wisdom, really throwing yourself into the service of others, putting others above self, and yet holding on to your dignity, because this is everything that Leona Smith modeled for me. I want to thank Mrs. Smith for everything that she's taught me, for the way that she continues to impact my life, even as I recall stories that she told as I prepare macaroni and cheese from scratch, because she was the first one to teach me how to do that. I want to thank you for your service to so many students, to this university, and to the difference that you've made in my life and now in the life of my children. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, please join me in honoring the incomparable Mrs. Leona Smith.